Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Greasy Monkey Show with Kyle and myself, Danny. As you can tell, we're recording this. It's going to be our first one. So I don't really know much else to say. It should go exactly as any other show has gone so far, so we're just going to talk.
Yeah, I'm really camera shy. No.
Greasy Monkey's camera shy.
Yeah.
So that's the original Greasy Monkey.
This is him here, right here. He's from Minnesota.
Yeah, it's specifically Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, got him.
I'm sorry if the camera quality changes drastically between one shot to the other, but you know what? You'll live. You're glad you even get some cameras, whoever watches this.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with our first topic of the day.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Wonder Woman.
Yes, we did.
Kyle, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah?
Definitely deserving of its 93% at the time. I don't know if it's still 93%.
It's at 92.
92%.
So I guess it made 58 million in the first week. Something like that.
Okay.
Pretty good, though.
Yeah.
First weekend, probably.
But yeah, I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. As an average moviegoer, I mean, I went in and...
As far as other superhero movies, like, how would you compare it?
It's DC's best. If you don't include the Dark Knight trilogy, it is.
You think it's DC's best?
I think it's DC's best outside of the Dark Knight trilogy.
Okay, so what is that going against? Batman versus Superman, Suicide Squad. What else?
I mean, I guess it's all right. Let me just say it's DC's best superhero movie in terms of, like, all right. So any movie made for a DC hero. Mm-hmm. Outside of, like I said, outside of the Dark Knight trilogy, I think it's the best one.
Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed it too. I thought I just go into it as a standalone story, and I thought it was a good movie. Mm-hmm. I mean, we talked about it at length over some pizza, but I just got into it how I loved it. It was set in World War I, and it still has that historical aspect to it, but like this fantasy part to it too. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of got into it like it's still tied to comic books and like that whole convention around comic books because it's still part of that universe. It's not going to be like, because they already set the reality by Batman versus Superman because it's part of that universe. Yeah. So it's not like a historical movie, which is my thing. I would have preferred it just like a standalone thing. You ever seen Hellboy?
I've seen parts of... I don't know if it's the first or the second one. I haven't seen either.
Because it's kind of really cool how the beginning of Hellboy starts out. Mm-hmm. Like, they find him in, like, a Nazi camp and stuff. Okay. And it's just, like, this secret experiment. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I just kind of like that stuff. So, like, the realism, but then, like, there's, like, something fantastical going on.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That was my thing.
I know. I remember you saying that was your biggest notch against it. Was that
it's just it's still a comic book movie. Yeah. But it's the best it probably can be, except for like the Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say, I mean, obviously there's spoilers, but my biggest part that I explained this to you when we were discussing that in length when we saw it, was that it kept you guessing if
you keep
Ares.
Talking about that one. Yes.
I just really liked it because just how
spoilers.
Yeah, just how he wasn't who she thought was Ares. Mm-hmm. And then, Steve Trevor saying, maybe there's not just one bad guy.
No, that was her whole conflict, though.
Right. No, I get that. I'm just saying I loved how you then began to believe that, all right, it is just humanity that's
which she doesn't want to believe.
Right. She doesn't want to believe that it's
I would have been
humanity.
fine with that.
Right. Yeah. No. But then I liked, obviously then you have to have...
They have to push him in there somehow. So
I just liked how you weren't sure if Ares was going to actually be in there.
I agree.
And I like how they did it. So
I don't know. Like, they give it a twist, and like, oh, it was really this guy, like...
Right, I mean, like I said, I didn't trust that guy from the get-go, just because I just think that you learn not to trust the head guy on the good side outside of the hero and his immediate sidekick.
Right.
So, I was like, I wish I had said something to you in the movie.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, but what I'm trying to explain is, like, I wouldn't have minded if there was no Ares at all.
Right, no, I understand that, too. But I was just saying that, obviously, that would have been a very different way to go, just because
I thought that would have been awesome. Like, because then she would have to come to terms with that and choose for herself.
Right.
So
No,
I don't have a problem with the movie at all. It's just like
no,
it
I
would've
was
been
just
cool,
saying, yeah, it's just I guess they really couldn't do that because they're sticking to the comics. And you have to have that super villain, not so much just humanity's bad.
And just like a couple other like little things. I wish they expanded more on the backstory. We got into the whole Zeus thing, and it's like I would have loved to see that.
Right.
But they just like give you the beginning, and that's it.
Yeah, I think you just need a little bit of a, what do I want to say, a little blip just to kind of know how it all started. You don't necessarily, like, we already kind of talked how that would be a
I
whole
liked
other
how
movie.
they set it up. Like the flashback was more as like a comic put in motion, I guess, kind of, where it shows you all the gods and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'd rather see it because I kind of compared it to Thor when we were talking. Like,
was it to Thor or was it? I thought you said.
Well, it's to Captain America and Thor.
Okay.
But I liked seeing the dynamic between their family.
Right.
So I wanted something like that, like a set in stone scene or something, like a little something.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
that's like a minor thing.
Right. Yeah. Just like kind of at that point.
It would just have expanded the universe for me, like built it a little more. Mm-hmm. So.
Right. Yeah. Other than that, though, I'm glad we went and saw it in theaters. I think it would have been a much less experience to see that on just regular TV. So if you have a chance to go see it.
Oh yeah, definitely go support this movie. Like we talked about it in the last podcast. It's a woman-led movie by a woman director, and it does well, and it's a good movie. Go watch it. Just go support things like that because we want different kinds of voices in movies. We don't want like the same. Oh, okay, Zack Snyder's gonna make the movie, and okay. First of all, one minor thing. What's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say that how we had mentioned in our first podcast how we were hoping that it wasn't just getting rave reviews.
No,
because
exactly.
It
wasn't.
It was actually a good movie. Like you could have had any gender in that role, and if that movie's made the same, it's gonna be the same quality. So don't go thinking.
There was a couple moments where you can see, obviously, there's a push for it, but it doesn't overshadow the movie.
Right. Yeah. I mean, obviously, they had some type of, they want to have some message in there for, female power and equality type things.
Wonder Woman is like the quintessential symbol for female empowerment.
Right.
So.
But that's not what makes or breaks a movie.
No, exactly.
So, just so everybody knows that's.
I was just gonna say they do go a little slow motion happy in this one, like a lot of the other DC movies.
I think really Batman and Superman, and even I can't remember if there was much in Suicide Squad. I don't think there was as much as Batman and Superman in this one, if any.
Yeah, just dramatic moments. I get it, but it's just used a little bit too much.
I agree.
So we also talked about how compared to Captain America, it's another historical comic book movie. How it differs because in the first Avenger, Captain America, they go through like this montage of the war scenes. Like you don't actually get to see Captain America in action except for like cut to music and stuff.
Right.
But in this, we see Wonder Woman actually on the battlefield, rallying some troops and like storming no man's land. Another, I guess, pun on how women can't do anything in war and stuff. They said the no man's land. Get it?
I see that, yeah. Did you look that up or something?
No, I think I saw it in one of the reviews. But I was like, oh, that makes sense.
I didn't really make that.
But that was one of my favorite parts of the movie is, her just rallying all the troops and charging, I guess.
That was a good scene.
Yeah. And I also really liked the score. It was good.
Yeah,
Very
that was
epic.
good. I did like the music in that one.
I got some Howard Shore from Lord of the Rings kind of vibe.
Yeah, you were
there.
I know you were mentioning that with the whole fantasy thing.
Yeah, which is good. Because like think of like scores to like the Avengers and stuff like that. They're not very memorable.
I'd say that you have outside of I would say the Avengers theme, you don't really get much. It's just generic action stuff. But you do get that one theme that you're like, oh, this is the Avengers. It's like kind of like their epic build up for each big scene.
Like, can you remember the theme to Guardians?
The theme to Guardians?
Yeah. So you're hard pressed, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I like, though. At least they made a standalone score. But also, I take that with a grain of salt because they introduced the Wonder Woman theme in Batman vs. Superman, which is like that guitar. Of course, my favorite composer did it, Hans Zimmer. Which Kyle knows he's not. I'm gonna get a lot of hate though, but I'm not a fan of Hans Zimmer.
I like Hans Zimmer
because he puts everything in your face. But like, it's that like or like whatever the Wonder Woman thing is. It felt so out of place sometimes to me. I don't know, but that's the theme they introduced. So
yeah, but like you said, very solid movie. That, as any comic book movie fan, as any superhero fan, any of that, even an action movie fan.
No, it's not. I mean, just the.
No, I'm just saying, like, even if you don't like superhero movies and you went out just for, like, you're looking for a fun movie to go watch, even that serves those type of people too.
What I was gonna get at is, like, I look at the actual, like, performances and stuff and like the direction choices, and they're spot on in this movie. Like, they're like, they couldn't be better for what the script is,
Right. One thing.
I'm just gonna praise Gal Gadot and Chris Pine in their performances.
Great. I love both of them in
their
great respective roles.
Yeah.
One really stupid critique that I've been hearing going around is people were like, "Why is Steve Trevor even in the movie? Why is he a character?" And
what do you mean?
And it's like, without him, Wonder Woman doesn't ever come into the human world. And even after that, he's the one that's her guide to the mankind's way of life. So I don't, and that's such an easy answer.
Where did you see that critique from?
I've seen I've on social media a few times. I've seen.
So what were you saying?
That the places I saw that Steve Trevor critique was on social media, a few places, and it was from some people that I guess you could call feminists. I'm not sure.
What else would you call them?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to, like, call people out for that type of stuff.
I mean, not social media. Social justice warriors.
Sure. But anyways, they were just like, why is he in the movie? And I'm like, kind of just answered that really easily. So
what I was going to say is I can kind of see a critique, but they subverted it because instead of the male superhero falling in love with the side character and then she dies, it's the other way around. So, like, I don't understand, really.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just more, I've seen a few people that just kind of agreed on it. They're like, yeah, I don't know why he's in the movie, and it's answered pretty easily by anybody who paid attention to the movie. I will
have another small critique, is that his character isn't fully fleshed out to me. He's a spy, and then,
right. But then again, you have to think, the movie is about Wonder Woman.
I know, but I did like that they went another thing compared to Captain America, because in the first Avenger they have that ragtag group, but we don't know anything about him. And Bucky is in that group, and then he dies, and I was like, okay,
right, all right. But
here we learn a little bit about each character, which I really liked.
And I would say that on this one, that you don't necessarily have to flesh them all out, just because they're so long ago that they're not in the DC universe for more than this movie and more than their little roles that they did play in this, which I would say are very minimal. Like, all right, you have Wonder Woman and you have Steve Trevor, and then you have those, three other guys.
Yeah,
but I like those guys. I mean, they're all right. I didn't really care for Charlie. He was kind of lame to me.
I mean, I would have liked him to actually take a shot later, but I can understand because it shows Wonder Woman, everybody has their own conflicts. And
right, but I think that they played on Charlie's conflicts. Like, that's all they did for Charlie. Was
I know.
He had that conflict.
Let them. We should make it a trilogy, like I was stating, and show everything. That'd be the middle part.
Right. I'm just like, if you show the conflict, you have his nightmare thing where he kind of flipped out. Okay, that's his conflict that's going on. But then let him hesitate and then take the shot. I don't know. It gives you. Otherwise, you don't.
But we don't even get much of him on the screen anyway.
Right. It's just I felt like he was probably out of all of them. I mean, even the was he?
There's the Native American guy,
and then the Indian guy, right?
Yeah,
and
the liar.
Huh?
He's like the liar.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman calls him the liar.
Yeah. He claimed that he liked to be an actor at one point. So, I mean, even they had really minor roles. But I'd say that the Native American.
They're still more fleshed out than the people we got in Captain America.
Right. No, I agree. And then again,
so it's like we want more of it though. Like, it's hinted at, right? Or
maybe, I'm not sure.
Because the way he presents it is like, okay, you're giving us these characters that we should care about, right? And they don't really follow through with it.
See, now it's been a while since I've seen the first Captain
because
America,
I'm telling you, he goes into a bar and grabs oh, that guy's good, that guy's good.
Right, but I think that in that sense then. They don't necessarily have to flesh him out, because if he's just choosing them at random.
They don't, but that's what I'm trying to make a difference, is that they tried with this movie.
All right, I mean, maybe they're...
That's what I care about. Why should I care if any of them die then?
I I don't know. I feel like if they're just a little ragtag team, then you aren't necessarily supposed to care, because it's about the hero and their coming of how they came to be, and not so much about all these side stories going on. You're on the ride for this main event.
Well, that's what your opinion. I want characters that I can believe in. You know, I want not like, oh yeah, go him, but I mean believe like they're real people.
Right.
So I mean like I don't want fucking cardboard characters in my movie.
I don't think that they're necessarily cardboard.
Yeah, we don't know anything about them.
You don't need to know everything about them.
You don't have to. At least show me something.
Like
we get like a Scottish guy in the Captain America movie. Okay. Big deal.
All right, no, but what I'm saying is, all right, so what's the difference between showing them what they did and then adding like one little detail about them?
It helps flesh out the world and the characters.
Right, but all right, if they're going to die anyways, what I'm saying is, all right, you take that.
I don't
extra
think they
detail.
Did die, but I'm just.
I mean, if they did,
it would just make for an overall better experience.
I mean, if they have the time.
Oh, who cares about all these? Why are they even in the movie then?
Because it's a war, and you have soldiers in a war.
Okay, you want to care about the soldiers then?
Every single soldier?
You don't have. They're part of the movie though. They're talking to them.
Yes, they're talking, but it's. I don't know. All right, like every person that you talk to in life.
This is like a fundamental disagreement then, because like you don't even want to care about the side characters.
No, I never said I don't want to. I'm saying that I don't think it's a fundamental aspect to the movie that determines if it's a overall better. Like obviously you have more developed characters, but then I think you're asking for too long of a movie.
No, you're not.
And
just give him something.
Like what? I
give him a defining trait other than he's a soldier.
Okay, so if Steve what's his name? I'm blanking on the name.
Trevor?
Not Steve Trevor in Captain America.
Steve Rogers.
Steve Rogers. If he's like, I want him because he's done this and he had a tough childhood growing up. And then I want this guy because this. It
doesn't have to be revealed right away. But that's like, part of it, though.
What I'm saying is, though, you are then asking to go. If these movies are trying to go with the comics, then I don't think that they can just always throw in a scene where they can just, hey, let's throw this.
I don't care about that. I want to see a good movie. I don't care. I don't care if it follows the comics or not.
All right, but what I'm saying is, though, with how the Marvel Universe is, you have to look at each movie.
And that's what I'm trying to make why it's different from Wonder Woman.
Right, I'm just saying, though, like, in this sense, though, with all the Marvel ones, each movie is a piece to a bigger puzzle and not so much just a standalone movie.
I know. That's why I don't like it.
I mean, at that point, then you'd have to say that you really you don't want, then, the end
Why
piece
not? Like, you watch Game of Thrones, they develop every character.
Yeah, but that's a TV show. You can spend an hour on one story and then say, all right, we have 10 more episodes in this season. You can go focus on every other character at that point. In this one, you have 2 hours.
But you're saying that you shouldn't even have them, like, say anything then.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you don't have to flesh out every single side character.
Why not? They have the power to do it. Why not just do it like Wonder Woman did?
Wonder Woman, I wouldn't say Wonder Woman necessarily fleshed out every single character.
They didn't, but at least they gave him something.
They gave him a little bit, but I don't see that as being fleshed out. Like,
this is such a minor detail that we're disagreeing on, too.
I don't know. I know it's a minor detail. I'm just saying, I guess.
Marvel can do whatever the fuck they want. They choose not to do that, though.
To follow along. Because all right, with the comic books, you're playing towards an end game. There's an end goal. And I know you don't like that, but the fact is that
it's never going to end if there's money it's making.
Well, I mean, I think that they have to the comics come to an end where they're going to have to either do a whole different group of heroes, or they're going to have to start making up their own stuff after a while, because at one point after, I'm pretty sure the Infinity War, which is their big plan, then they'll, maybe they'll move towards something else. But I know that Infinity War for the longest time has been it. So what I'm saying is that, yes, you're going to have these side characters in every single little movie leading up. But you can't necessarily just make these extra scenes for them that don't necessarily add to the comic.
Okay, I get that. Then you're getting I don't know why you bring the comic into it.
Just because you can't just have... You're saying that you want to give these characters a chance to be able to have this big reveal about them?
No, it doesn't have to be like that.
You just said, like...
You don't have to reveal it through backstory. It can be through action, too.
All right, but what I'm saying is this. All right, so at what point in an action scene do you want to have somebody be like, oh, that's what they're about, and not so much the action is for this purpose in the movie?
Just to be an action scene. As it is in the montage in Captain America.
No, that's different. A montage is like all right, you're just going through and you don't even care about the action taking place because you don't even get to be, you don't care about the action because you don't know what they're doing. They're just fighting all these little battles. Mm-hmm. Whereas in some of the other movies, you have these action scenes because it's part of the main conflict. Mm-hmm. So I think Captain America, the first one, was stupid in that they did this stupid montage.
What it kept with the spirit of the movie as like this, cheesy World War II American propaganda kind of.
Right.
Know.
I would agree with that. That it sticks with it. But I think that's where we kind of disagree. Is I didn't really care for the first Captain America all that much.
I didn't mind it. I'm just saying. I'm trying to point out the differences of why Wonder Woman stands out as a single movie.
All right. Well, I'll agree with you that they do a little bit better of fleshing out the characters than Captain America does.
Yes, and I'm not saying they're amazing at it, but at least they attempted to do it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I would agree that they attempted to, yes. I wouldn't say that I would really care, like, if one of them died, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I guess that sucks for them. Mm-hmm. But it's not going to be like, oh, man,
I mean, that was kind of a problem
guy.
with Rogue One, too. Like, you don't really care about some of the side characters.
Right. I would agree with that. I mean, you could even argue that the main characters at the end, when, they die, you're like, okay, you kind of knew. Granted,
it was all for a cause, right? So it's just like, it's their sacrifice.
Right. So it's, while it's like, okay, I liked them compared to other characters in the movie, compared to the Star Wars universe as a whole, you didn't really be like, oh man, they're going to be really missed here.
So that's all I was trying to get at, is that at least it tried.
Okay, yeah, then I would agree. All right, yes, then I agree with that part, yeah. So,
because, and just the way, I don't know, it was presented was so much better than Captain America, so I don't know.
I agree.
That's why I was just comparing them as historical comic book movies.
I guess I thought you were more talking about like the need to.
I mean, that's true too.
All right. Well, then we already had that little hash out then.
Because I get what you're saying. You can't freaking stand like you can in a TV show and develop the character, because you don't have the time. Mm-hmm. But on the other side, you should still make me want to, root for the character or anything.
I would agree if they're in the universe or the storyline longer than what they were in any of these movies. Okay. So if they're going to transcend into the next movie, then yeah, you'd obviously have to, just so that way you can know why they're going to be in the movie later. As far as Charlie and the other two, not needing to know them, because obviously from Batman and Superman, we're now in the future, and obviously not back in the 40s or I guess the 20s.
So I think we generally agree, but it's just like, there's little things
there's those little things that we're going to and I think that's just between you knowing more about movies and you being pickier about it.
Just from the character standpoint, but just like, okay. So let's move on to the movie we saw together this week, which was John Wick 2. Yes. What? Why are you laughing?
No, just, obviously we'll get to that after the actual analysis of the movie.
Oh, I know who you're thinking of. Okay, so John Wick 2, for me it was just an extension of the first one, which added more action.
Yeah,
it starts right after, and it's basically the same style. And I don't know, if you like the first one, you'll like the second one.
I just liken it to 95% of it is just a shoot 'em up movie.
Yep.
Is guns, fights.
Yeah, because I know we always talk about how like the club scene was like the best part of the first one, basically. And then just like pushing that into all of it, like spreading it out through the whole second movie, basically.
Yeah, you could say that there's 4, maybe 5 of those scenes. At least what feels like it, but I'm sure that there might only be 3, but they all take forever to get
Talking
through.
About character development.
What character development?
John Wick has his purpose. Wait, what's his nickname?
His nickname?
Yeah. Boogeyman.
Oh, the Boogeyman, yeah. And he's
I guess it's kind of cool how they went more into the underground like world and stuff. Like
I did like that. I was hoping that's what they were going to do with like more of the people in that assassin game, kind of whatever.
I didn't really understand what the markers are meant to be.
I think it's
like he had to get out of the game, so he did that, but then he owes someone something?
Yeah, so I guess to get out of the game, you have to... I guess he gave them a marker. It's a bargaining chip. But the marker itself means that you owe them whatever they asked for at one point.
He said like it was the consequence of him coming back in the first movie. The whatever D'Antonio guy.
Because he did say that you can't just leave and come back without consequence. Right?
Yeah. So I guess he was good until he started
until he came back for vengeance.
Shit up. Yeah.
And at that point, the marker wasn't in the first one, was it?
No, it's just
okay.
Another plot point for this one.
So I don't fully understand the marker either.
Yeah, but it kind of adds to the mystery of it. So whatever, I'll go along with it.
Yeah,
it starts the action. So
I kind of realized like in the movie I was like I don't understand what the marker is, but I just accepted it for whatever they were saying it was. I was like I guess it means something. So, but yeah, it's just a shoot 'em up movie that.
Hey, there's some noir aspects in these movies.
You mentioned the mirror scene in the
mirror
rooms.
That whole obvious they go into the modern art thing, reflections on the self, and like that's what noir's all about, is like existentialism and stuff, and just the style. Like even though there's a lot of action, it's so like stylized that you could make that connection with noir movies. But you know how that black and white, like in the darkness, you know. Yeah. So just that's a neo noir though, and I was just in this class, so you were watching like a lot of the noirs with me, like the neo noirs. Like we watched Usual Suspects, LA Confidential.
I think those were the only two we watched.
Yeah, but just like trying to connect it to like a modern version of noir. I think it can hold up, but I don't know. The noirs the original noirs are so different in like story and plot wise. But I would definitely give it the aspect of neo-noir just because of stylization and just like John Wick as a character I can see in ways, even though we don't know as much about him.
And yeah,
because that's kind of, I don't know, the noir hero is kind of an anti-hero, you know.
It's like John Wick doesn't give you much reason to really like him as a person, but more to pity him for what he's lost.
Yeah.
Because you don't actually like, oh man, he's a character and a personality I can get behind.
But then what I do kind of like is that he can't get out of this lifestyle. He is a killer.
Yeah.
Like that's just what he is. You know, how he can kick and scream all he wants, but that's who he is. And that's very noirish right there.
I'll say that the end got me excited for how they do the third chapter.
I mean, I didn't even care. Like, that was just cool. Like, his life is, like, just an endless cycle.
Yeah, and then now they
don't even need to make a sequel, but they probably will.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could just see, like, he's literally against the world now.
Yeah.
Like, I think they showed about everybody that he ran
he's
by.
basically like Superman, though. He's not going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't kill him off, but who cares at that point? Like, we're just in it for the action, really, and the style.
Yeah, he's like yeah.
I guess I'd just watch it for that. I'd probably watch the next one.
Oh yeah, I would. I mean, the first two have been like I enjoy the movies. Like they're fun to watch. That's how I'd really just consider them fun movies.
I mean, some of the gore is a bit over the top, but
yeah, like I said, I didn't really care for the scene where
it's not like Tarantino violence where you don't know if you're supposed to laugh or not. Like it's actual like gore. Like,
yeah. So. Some of it's hard to watch for me.
I know you were cringing a bit.
I was at the one. There was just the one scene, and I knew right when she took it. I was like, "Damn it!" I tried to watch, but I couldn't because I felt like, to me, I could watch anybody get shot just about anywhere. When it comes to things like knives, though, and if it's quick,
I don't know. Even those headshots, that was kind of
headshots. They are a little gory there, but they don't bother me like the slowness and I guess the more personal feel of what a knife is.
Okay.
So the one part where she does the thing with her barrette, that was just got me because it's so slow and you can almost hear the stuff happening. And I don't know, just to me, it just makes my skin crawl kind of because it's like, if you thought about yourself, if I were to like think of a bullet wound, it'd be like, ouch, that hurt. It really hurts, but it's
what
quick.
Did she say before she died? That girl? Because she tried to like make, some kind of ending words.
I know that her whole thing was that she did it because she lived her life how she wanted to the whole time, but I don't remember what her actual last words were before passing out.
Because that's what also gave it in like a noir thing. But talking about character development, what the fuck is that? Some side henchman, basically. D'Antonio.
Oh, the girl? That was his sister.
No, the other one. The other girl.
I know what you're talking about. Okay, her.
Mhm.
Are you talking about what she said before
Yeah,
she died?
yeah.
Oh, she said, I'll be seeing you.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he's like, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he actually said out loud, sure.
Like, in hell. I'll be seeing you in hell.
Did she
No,
say
but
hell?
that's what I got the implication from.
Okay, yeah.
Because, like, Cher was in red. I don't know. That's what I just got.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I just kind of liked it. Like, I wasn't expecting that, like, you know.
Right. I thought you were talking about the sister when she she was saying. But yeah.
So, you know, like, it gives you some things you wouldn't expect in an action movie. Maybe some ambiguity, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting.
And then I figured he would, but you weren't necessarily 100% sure if he was actually going to go kill the guy in the Continental at the end. He walks into the restaurant, and it's like...
He's like, fuck it.
Yeah. But at that point, then...
That's when he basically... That's what I'm talking about. Like, he knows he's never going to get out.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, so it's at that point, he's like, all right, well...
Why not? Just do it.
It's
just that and the vengeance, like, just to kill him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if he had left and not shot him, he would have had such a hard time to find the guy again.
Yeah.
And have the opportunity to do it again. Yeah. At that point, when he would have get sucked in more, and if he left the guy alive, the guy would have just left that bounty open on him. Mm-hmm. So he was really had his hands tied.
So yeah, good movie.
I would have enjoyed it more if we didn't have that buffoon next to us.
Buffoon?
Yes.
No, we're not talking about any monkeys here.
No.
We're talking about a real
human being that had next to no movie, what I guess etiquette, for lack of a better word. Like, I'm telling you, his laugh was literally.
I don't think it was that, like, I don't know. It was. I almost remember like if there was a third brother to Beavis and Butthead.
Oh my god! It was it was everything. Like, all right, at one point, Lawrence Fishburne is just having a regular conversation with Keanu Reeves, and turns around and puts on a robe, and the kid laughs. This is a college-aged kid.
Yeah, and he's seen this movie before.
Yeah. At one point, he's like, oh my god, I love this part. And I just thought to myself, oh, I'm really glad that we all came here to listen to what you loved about the movie,
His live commentary. It
was so annoying. And like you said, we're the fools that sat, 3 chairs away from him.
I know, because there's no one else around him.
God.
And then you getting annoyed started to make me laugh. Because,
at least you had a 1 chair of separation between...
No, it was annoying.
And me. It's just, I can get if you laugh at parts of a movie... Mm-hmm. In a public movie theater, like if you laugh at parts of a movie if it's a comedy or if it's meant to be funny. Mm-hmm. But the fact that it was an action movie that wasn't even on a part meant to be funny, and you laugh like that, and you're like, you chatting with your little buddy next to you saying, oh, I love this part. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or, saying the line as it comes up. Like, come on, man. We're all here to try to watch this movie. That's like he just
has no awareness of his social surroundings.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I don't mind that if it's out of funny movies. Usually comedies, they're made to make you laugh, which is why their plots aren't
even during that, people are like being annoying.
When they're obnoxiously doing it. But like, I mean, if you're going to have a funny part of a movie and the majority of people
you can laugh. But that's the thing. He was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh. And I mean, and the entire time, good for him that he's, he is fangirling over John Wick, but he was sitting forward in his seat the whole movie. I don't know if you noticed
Really,
that.
I didn't see that.
He's like, it's almost like he's on the edge of his seat from the get-go. And like, he's like, when the credits are coming up, he's like, oh man, he's like almost like applauding it. Like, all right, let's go. And the first sign of John Wick, he's like, oh my God, I love that shot. I've been waiting for this for so long. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dude, you've obviously already seen it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I get it. Like, you might hear one comment be like, oh, this movie's great or whatever.
Right.
But like, then it's just through the whole thing.
Movie.
Yeah. So yeah, just doing it through the whole movie is just like, Jesus.
Yeah, that was pretty
Anyway,
bad,
so that was the topic. We were going to bring up is movie theater etiquette.
Yeah.
I hate when people take off their shoes and put their feet on the seat behind you. And you smell their smelly-ass feet.
That was at Alien Covenant when we saw that,
Well,
right?
I think so.
You think?
I think so.
Yeah.
But anyways, I've heard stories about people doing that,
Hey,
too.
if you happen to be watching this on YouTube... Leave comments about what you hate about movies and what movie etiquette.
Yes,
or what's your worst movie going experience?
For me?
No, just like I mean, we can answer it too, but for like anybody
Yeah,
watching,
yeah,
if you want
yeah.
to leave it in comments, you know,
Please.
along with anything else you want us to
Please
talk about
interact
in the
with
next
us.
one. Yeah. But yeah, what's your worst movie going
Oh
experience?
God, I'm sure there are some. I just can't think of any right now.
I know mine was when me, Sam, and Kiefer, two of our friends, went to go see The Purge in theaters.
What do you expect with a movie like that?
No, I'm saying that the crowd was terrible. Just kept, it was.
Did you
Obviously
see it on like opening weekend?
No, we went a few weeks in and it was still kind of crowded, and there, people are just like, oh no, oh watch out, there they're gonna be, and like all like comments like that, and it was probably one of the worst movie experiences I've ever had. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, just that type of crowd where it's like, okay, I'm gonna keep saying these comments. Lights Out was another time where I actually went and got my money back and went to it another time because they kept saying like these comments, like people in a group of friends that try to be funny. It's like, all right, there's a time and a place for that. I get, I'm all about if you're trying to be
Room
funny.
screenings,
Yeah, at that where it's like, okay, this movie is meant to be made fun of. But when you're in a serious setting, come on, like,
yeah,
I don't know, just
I
keep your
guess
mouth
that
shut,
happens a
watch
lot
the
for
movie.
like horror movies, like PG-13 horror movies where kids go see them, and it's just like teenagers fucking around.
But it's like they were college aged kids or older.
Oh, well.
Like in Lights Out, I saw it. Was it last year when it was in theaters, and it was people my age sitting behind me, and they're just making these comments. And we didn't get through 10 minutes of the movie before we were like, all right, let's just go because I've been looking forward to this movie, but I'm not gonna sit here and deal with this the entire time.
Right.
So we just got our money back.
I enjoyed Lights Out.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite scary movies.
Favorite scary movies?
Yeah. I mean, all right.
It wasn't that good, but it was
I still look back and I'm like, that was,
enjoyable for what you're getting.
Right. I really liked it. But then again, I'm not as critical.
But what about Ouija Origin of Evil?
Oh man, that was a doozy. That movie was a doozy.
Just one whole jump scare, the whole movie.
The chandelier scene. That's,
oh my god. They just
ridiculous.
threw plot out the window halfway through the movie.
I really think that they did. I don't know. The movie didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like I'd say 75% of the way through it was kind of stringing you along on some type of loose plot. Then it just threw it out. Like
it's just the interaction between the mom and the daughter didn't make any sense.
Yeah. So was it the? Yeah, because it's like the daughter loved the dad and at first hated the idea of bringing him back, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It was really weird.
It was.
Didn't make any sense. It was like some alien reality. I don't know.
Yeah, that was just
doesn't make sense.
If you want to go make fun of a movie, that
it still jumped at the jump scares. Like it's just intense. Like bum bum bum.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if
that was the purpose of the movie, though. It's just to freaking jump scares.
Jump scare you.
Yeah.
Origin story gives it no type of justice for that title because there is no story.
It's still probably better than the first one, though.
Oh yeah, I did see the first one. If it's the one I think it is, it's not very good. The kids just started killing themselves, and it's like, okay,
wow,
yeah,
that's
like
stupid.
Yeah, it was like almost like a spirit just kind of took over them, and they kill each other in different ways or themselves in different ways.
Do you got anything else on movie etiquette?
Movie etiquette? No, just don't talk while
Cell phones. You text sometimes during movies.
All right, I'll say sometimes during movies, but I'm usually. You're the only one that notices because you're right next to me, but I'll keep it under my jacket or under my arm, and I turn the brightness down, and I've already seen the movie. So if it's a movie I haven't seen...
It's annoying.
For you, just because you just...
Fucking... I don't know. Just try to throw like a pout,
Pout face. You always ruin everything. Yeah, other than that, though, just... I get if it's... an accidental cell phone that goes off, but other than that, just I don't know, just be respectful.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, let's move on to this week in movie news. So, The Conjuring is adding another spin-off in The Crooked Man. Because you didn't even remember The Crooked Man from Conjuring 2.
I do though, because we looked it up and I was like, oh, that's right.
I thought it looked like something out of a Tim Burton movie. So I don't know. Let's see who the director is. It might not have a director yet, but James Wan is writing the story. And Mike Van Ways has been hired to write The Crooked Man. I don't know. But, yeah. So that'll be interesting. I don't know. Let's move on to X-Men Dark Phoenix. Adds director Simon Kinberg, who is basically the Zack Snyder of X-Men. He helps with all the writing and stuff like that. He's like creative chief or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
And it's gonna Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix reunites franchise stars Jennifer Lawrence, Fassbender, and James McAvoy.
See, I'm just kind of worried about that because so much of the X-Men universe relies on the presence of Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
I know that not all of them have. Like, Origins was good without Wolverine. I think that's the only one that they've had. I think because Days of Future Past still went back to that time, but that was Wolverine transporting. So they kind of have to go off of how successful First Class was.
Right.
Which I don't know if they can do it again. I hope they do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've kind of fallen off the X-Men train. I can't really say I was ever on it completely. So I don't know.
I liked X-Men 1 and 2.
I like the first two. I really wish that they kept Nightcrawler in. The blue guy.
Yeah.
He was cool.
Yeah, he was a big part of 2, yeah.
Yeah. 3 was like, it's all right.
Yeah, it switched directors from Bryan Singer, who did Usual Suspects.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of fell off a lot with that X-Men Origins Wolverine. I did not like that movie. I just thought it was kind of dumb.
I think I saw part of Origins, but I didn't see the Wolverine.
I did not see. I've seen like a few minutes of the Wolverine, the one where he goes to Tokyo.
Yeah.
I've seen like 5 minutes of that.
Mm-hmm. I heard it was better, but it's like
me too. But at that point I was like, I don't want to go in and see if it's anything like Origins.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't see it in theaters. So then I never really picked up on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I really don't see much other than Adam West died, the original Batman.
Mm-hmm. I saw that too.
From Family Guy. So rip.
Yep.
Yep, that's all I got for this week.
Let's see. I guess All Eyes on Me is not getting too great of
is it not?
reviews. It's at 15% right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
well, apparently the lead actor doesn't really look like him.
He looks enough like him, I think. I don't know how you could get it any closer to looking like Tupac from what they have.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. It was some type of critique like that.
I mean, that's a huge critique if that's what's taking it down to 15%. But, like, the movies opening this weekend are pretty thin, with Cars 3, I think, leading the way at 63%. Everything else is rotten. Rough Night is 54.
Yep.
47 meters down, another shark movie.
Yeah.
52%.
Yeah, sadly. It started off with some good reviews and then went down.
It was going to be great because you had your profile picture on Facebook with it. So I thought it was going to be just a solid movie.
Enveloping me.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised that The Mummy, 16.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised.
You know, even with Tom Cruise?
No.
I thought it was. I didn't think
the tone
it
was so different from the other ones, and people don't like that.
All right, right. But so was it connected?
No.
You don't think? But why would you compare it to the other ones then? If it's
I'm just saying that's what people know as the Mummy, though. Except if you go back to the original ones, which no one knows about.
Let's see. And then coming up this week, or not this week, but next week. I know which one you'll be in line for first. Transformers: The Last Night.
We're not talking about Transformers.
I just have to bring it up. I know how much you love it.
I'm kind of excited for The Big Sick coming out though.
The Big Sick.
Kumail Nanjiani in it. He's in Silicon Valley.
Never seen it.
It's gonna be like one of the bigger indie movies, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's coming out next week. I don't know if it'll be in theaters around us because it's indie. But.
Yeah. Quick update on my progress in Game of Thrones. I am on to season 4, so I haven't started season 4, but I am done with season 3.
What happened at the end of season 3?
Season 3, the second to last episode was the Red Wedding.
Yes.
With Robb Stark and Cat Stark dying.
How'd you feel about that?
Like I said, I knew it was coming at some point. I didn't know when. And then I recognized the scenery. And I was like, oh no. And then the guy got up, shut the door. They started playing the music. She sees
How'd you feel about Walter Frey?
I really don't like him. He's Mr. Filch.
Physically, yeah.
And then that traitor, the Ramsey's dad.
Oh, yeah. Whatever his name is.
I can't remember. Yeah, something Bolton.
Michael Bolton.
Yeah. Singing.
Yeah.
That was a huge trading. Why did he do it? Did they ever? I can't remember if they explained why. I think they
Oh,
did.
there's a reason though. He said it after.
He's
I
like,
can't remember.
he said that he tried to warn Robb Stark against every move he made, but he didn't.
Wasn't
listen.
he conspiring with the Lannisters though?
Yeah, because when he kills Robb, he says the Lannisters send their regards.
Yeah.
That was just, oh man, that's an
Lannisters
insult
send
to
their
injury. So he stabs him in the heart.
Yeah.
It's gruesome.
What's the quote we've been saying?
What tangled webs we weave.
You should have said that. Stabbed it and then
Robb
turns
Stark.
it.
Oh, what tangled webs we weave.
No, not Robb Stark.
I mean, no, like, oh, Robb Stark.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's saying it to him. Oh, what tangled webs we weave.
I don't know. You just said it in nowhere. It said into like some
then
early modern like poem or something.
Yeah. And then Robb Stark could have responded with, "There are no strings on me."
Just like... So those are the two quotes we've been saying all the time. Even though the first one's not really quoted, it's quoted by you, I guess.
I don't know what it's from. If it's from anything.
I want to look it up.
Oh, what tangled webs we weave. You guys can use it.
Because there's the, what's that alliteration, I guess.
Oh, what tangled webs we weave. There's 4 of them.
Yeah.
So I guess you could call it a little.
So it's what a tangle web we weave is from a poem called Marmion by Sir Walter Scott about the Battle of Flodden in 1513. I told you early modern.
Hey.
One of the most quoted excerpts from from Scottish poetry is derived from Canto 4. Oh, what a tangled web we weave, when first we practice to deceive.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I don't know where you got it from, though.
It's like I said, I heard my dad say it
I'm
one
interested
time.
in that kind of stuff. So like,
Yeah, I just heard my dad say it one time, and I just kind of kept on.
I kind of like our version better, though. Oh, what tangled webs we weave.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Not, oh, what a tangled web we weave. No, it has to be plural.
Yeah,
Doesn't make
we
any
make many
sense
webs.
then, yeah.
Like a spider doesn't just weave one web in its life.
And then it should be in the second line. There are no strings on me.
Ultron.
Quote
Pinocchio.
Ultron. Yeah. All right, so yeah, that's about it for the movie news.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to our last segment.
Yeah, and we'll wrap this thing up.
If anybody knows, this has become a regular segment.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Ask Reddit portion.
So am I always going to be the one answering the questions?
I guess so.
All right, I guess getting them on the spot, then I guess you get to have a time to think about it while I'm answering. So, all right.
I like hearing your stories, though.
Okay, all right, fire away.
What is absolutely never coming back in style again? Fidget spinners.
They're already
I
in
hope
style. Wait, all right, so can it be in style right now, and once it leaves, it won't be?
You might. I'm just saying that because I wanted to, but like.
What's never gonna come back into style? Do you think visors would ever come back into style?
I don't know.
I don't think they will, but the thing is, it's so hard to say because frats and college people seem to bring back the most random things. So you had those high-waisted shorts come back. Well, maybe. Do you think cargos will ever come back in style?
Hey, I still wear.
I still wear them
cargos.
too. I mean, I don't claim to be stylish with my shorts, but
What, I'm very stylish. I know that.
I like to think I'm somewhat stylish, but with my shorts, not so much. Like basketball shorts and cargos are basically all I wear.
I don't know. It'd have to be some kind of fashion thing.
Jean shorts.
Jean
Do you think
shorts.
they'll ever come back? Jorts?
I don't know. I haven't worn jorts since like 5th grade.
I think I had a pair, and sometimes if I like ran out of clean clothes, I'd have to wear them in high school a couple times.
No,
but
man.
I never liked wearing them in high
Jorts.
school. So
I don't know. I'm sure, unless it's like one of those like girls wear those, don't they? Like they're really short, like jean shorts.
that's different, though. I mean, for guys to wear them, you know. But I mean, I would say the first thing that came to mind was visors. I always think, 2004 visors. That's
2004 with like frosted tips coming
Yeah.
out. Yeah. I don't know.
All right, what is that? All right, I guess you kind of answered it too.
What is something that immediately ruins a movie for you?
And that's in the movie.
I'm just gonna assume that because we already talked about.
Etiquette and
Yeah.
stuff. That ruins a movie for me.
I want to think about that one.
That's tough.
Uh-huh.
Trying to think of a movie that I mean, I don't want to go as generic as say like bad acting,
I guess.
anything.
I don't know.
because sometimes I'll get we were watching a movie that I was getting really annoyed at a character at one point. I don't remember what it was.
I guess
I wish
I guess I'm not a huge fan of plot twists like The Usual Suspects.
Oh, okay.
Where everything is just turned on its head, like The Sixth Sense or something like that. Well, I mean, Sixth Sense pulled it off, but I guess I'm pointing more at Usual Suspects. It's not. It's just like a pet peeve, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I like the plot twists. Usually, I like them.
But it's just like in Now You See Me.
I know
Like,
you hate Now You
yeah.
See. I didn't think Now You See Me was great, but I don't hate it.
Just
like
plot
you
twists
do.
where it tries to turn everything just to shock the audience when it makes no sense.
I see.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's too absurd. Or
But
ridiculous,
Usual
I don't-
Suspects was a little different because it's trying to disorient you. But Now You See Me is just like trying to throw you off
right.
in the stupidest way possible.
Then again, one could say that the movie acted as a magic trick on its own. The whole object of a magic
get the
trick.
fuck out of here with that shit.
The whole object
Get
of
out. Oh, what tangled webs we weave.
There are no strings on me. But I don't know what I guess. I guess I just have to say bad acting was, but that'd be such a generic thing to say. So.
I can't really think of anything, but I think I saw plot twist as one of the answers. Like characters completely changing to the bad guy, like in like Frozen or something like that. Exposition from dialogue.
Where I guess everything's just explained through words. Yeah. Too much talking is usually kind of.
I don't really care as much as that. Christopher Nolan does that a lot.
That's Christopher Nolan.
So.
I don't know. I remember one time. I don't know what I could label this as, but I never made it through more than like 20 minutes of the movie or half an hour. It was Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
You always talk about the movie.
It was so boring, and I fell asleep. I just fell asleep. I was like, I had no interest in it. It was so slow.
It got like an 83%.
I'm not saying that it's a bad movie. It's just for me as a moviegoer, I didn't even go see it in theaters. It was on TV or something like that, or I rented it. And
You just always bring that up.
I know it's just one of those. It's just like one of my go-to.
Worst movie ever.
Not the worst movie ever. I should probably give it a chance because now that I'm older and I can pay a little bit better attention and know what's going on.
It's a slow burner, definitely.
So, but I don't know what I would label that one as. So.
Okay, what movies need to be watched twice to understand fully? I could spout out so many right now.
I mean, Inception is just a go-to for me that you can't possibly get everything that's going on in the first time you watch it.
Yeah, you can. I did.
So you like followed on. You knew when and when they were not in a dream the entire time.
It was a little confusing, but
There's
I got
no
the
way-
gist by the end.
Well, by the end, but like if you don't go back and watch it, I don't think you can never tell past a certain point if they're in a dream or not. And that's the part where he's spinning the totem in the bathroom, and then Sato walks in and it falls, and you never get to see if he's in a dream at that point or not. And from that point on, you have to guess. But when you're first watching it, I don't know if you ever realize that you assume he's awake at that point. At least
I'll
I
give
did.
you Inception. I'll give
Okay.
you Inception.
All right, name some.
2001.
Oh, that was so that
Because you don't get it at first watch.
No,
you
don't.
can't.
That was such a long movie.
It was, but it's a perfect movie. It's perfect.
Perfect?
Yes.
I wouldn't say
it's perfect.
I mean,
I will fight you on that.
I'm not gonna fight because I know that you're strong on that one, so I'll respect your judgment on that. I guess just as an average moviegoer, it was.
Dude, you got to see it again, man.
I don't want to.
Why? It's so good.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but I don't want to sit through it again. Like, the only part I would sit through is the Hal.
Yeah.
9,000?
Yeah.
Hal 9,000. It was kind of funny at some points, like, joking with you guys after it, but, in the movie it was kind of cool.
That movie is a work of art. It's a masterpiece.
Okay.
I don't want to. It's just like I don't want to sound pretentious or anything, but I think it's a perfect movie.
All right, yeah, I'll respect that.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I'm
not
just saying you'll get it more if you see it twice.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
It's just I just remember how long when we were watching that, how long it
is a long
takes
movie,
for
I'll
them
give
to
you
get
that.
past the monkey part.
Yeah,
So,
it is a long movie. Yeah. What the monkey part's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
The monkeys take forever. If I remember correctly, it takes forever to get through that
No, it's
whole
not that long.
sequence. Then what's the part after the monkeys?
They throws the bone up and it's that amazing cut of the spaceship.
I swear to you, the monkeys part to get to the spaceship took forever.
It was like it's like 10 minutes at most. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's like 10 minutes.
Either way, it felt like it was forever long to get to any characters that we felt like we could kind of follow.
That's not a movie that I'm gonna throw characters out on that movie because like it's not meant for that.
Right. All right. What's another one?
Vertigo.
I haven't seen that.
You got to see that. Basically, there's a twist to it, but it's in that similar way where it changes how you look at the movie, but it enriches it. You know, it's like it's not like a blinding plot twist, but it's something that you can appreciate when you see it twice and be like, wow, this is like it takes you into this whole kind of like Inception does. And it opens everything up.
I know you don't. I'm pretty sure that you said you didn't care for this movie at all, and I know it didn't really get the best of reviews. But would you say that Shutter Island is one of those movies to where you'll better understand it if you watch it again? So that way, with the twist at the end, you go back and you can kind of see how exactly he was.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure there's some value in that.
Right.
It's just.
I guess you don't necessarily don't have to. That's what I was kind of asking. Like, you don't have to understand what happens in the movie, but if you want to catch every detail,
okay.
I think that's just one of them.
I'll give you Shutter Island. But I've said this to you, but it's like it reminded me a lot of this like so influential silent movie that Scorsese I know took inspiration from, which is The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which at the end it's like one of the first like horror films, and then he wakes up and like he was really in a mental hospital the whole time. So it's just like it's a blatant reference to it. Okay. Which is respectful as like an homage for Scorsese because he's such a film historian basically. So. Right. I don't know, just a tangent. But,
right. That's fine.
You got any more?
More
that's basically for me, any movie that wants to make you see it twice is a great movie. Because I'll give you Inception that like for you it's a great movie because you can go back and watch it more than once.
And that's what I do like about Inception a lot. I mean, I know that we didn't disagree fundamentally on it as a movie, as like if you were to look at it just as a movie. But I just
think it's overrated. That's my thing. Like I like it as a movie.
But you just don't think it's a great movie.
People think it's like the fucking masterpiece.
I'm not going to say it's a masterpiece. I think it's a great movie. I'm not going to say it's a perfect movie or even close to a perfect movie. But I do, like you had just said, though, I do like that you can go back and you can watch it and you can... To me, you can come out of that ending convinced you can have a different take on it every single time you watch it. At one point, you can say, okay, I saw
That's another point that makes a movie great to me is like having your own personal interpretation to it.
And like I said, I think in Inception, you can watch that thing 3 different times and come back with 3 different interpretations as to what happened, and they don't necessarily have to all agree. You can have a different one each time, and that's what I like about that movie is that each time you have to pay attention.
I'm glad for you. I don't get that feeling, but I'm glad you get that from that movie. I'm trying to think of something else. It had to be something really out there. I'm trying to think of because a lot of these involve plot twists.
Right. Yeah. I think it's whenever there's a plot twist for me. I prefer a movie not to go back and show when the big reveal was. I prefer it just to be the plot twist, and then you're like, oh crap, was there clues leading up to that?
Oh, but then I can go back and talk about movies where you can get so much more from seeing it with details. Like you're saying about Shutter Island, like the movie The World's End, that me and Alex love so much.
Oh, okay.
It's because like every little thing he puts into it is a foreshadowing to something else.
Gotcha.
So it's not necessarily like the greatest movie ever made, but it's so much better when you like get all the little things in it. So
there's another movie I can't think of it that reminds me of something. I couldn't tell you what it is right now though off the top of my head.
But then one of my favorite movies is Adaptation. And that's another like the movies that kind of leave things up to interpretation.
Right.
But that one it doesn't as much. It's like it's just great to me. Like the relation between meta fiction and like reality, and he's writing about himself writing the movie, and it's just like there's layers to it. It's more like meta. So other than that, but
any other questions that we have on that?
I mean,
unless you want to keep going with that one, I'm fine with it. I just didn't know if you wanted to.
No, let's keep going. If you were filthy rich, what would your hobby be?
That is filthy rich.
Well, I hope mine wouldn't be a hobby, but I would make movies. But I don't know. It's,
Yeah. My hobby, I'd like to learn to shoot.
shoot guns?
Yeah, I mean, that's an expensive hobby. Either
guess
that
it is.
or
I guess golf would be one of mine too. So
maybe like if I was filthy rich, maybe do something with like horses, like racing,
No.
like horse racing.
Like you're the jockey?
No, like you own the horse, or
You have this dream that you really want to be a jockey, but you're just not physically.
I'm just too
fit
tall.
for-
Yeah. Or just bet on race horses. I don't know, just something to
Why?
do with
That's-
money. Because then you could win even more money, but not that you need it. I don't know.
What
There's some
what
kind of
movie
person.
cliches are super unrealistic?
Movie cliches are super.
I guess.
I think with just girls and guys.
Yeah,
just
I was about to say that too.
hitting it off right off the bat.
Uh-huh.
Just like you see each other and you just know.
It's the meet cute. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say most of those.
Bumping into each other.
Yeah.
And then being real
Then
awkward.
maybe
and
then we're just really bitter because we don't have that happen to us.
It happens to me all the time.
So
As
it
you
is-
can.
So it is realistic for you.
Yes, I live the cliche.
My life is a cliche.
I'm sure there are some. I just can't think of any right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one that came to mind, though. I don't ever think
One of the
that's
top
the-
ones is whenever someone stands in the shower and then turns it on. Like, what? The water is freezing at first. No one does that.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't never notice that.
Yeah. Is that a cliche? Usually, if there's a shower scene, the shower's on already.
I guess. I don't know. I think yeah, most of them are, yeah.
Like if there's a person in the shower, you're usually seeing them getting out, or they're already in it and they're like contemplating something. Whenever I think of a shower scene, I think of somebody sitting there like pondering something or being in like regret or
One of my
sadness.
favorite shower scenes is in Short Term 12 when she's just like huddled up in the shower. And then Casino Royale too.
Yeah, because that's what I was gonna say. It's Casino
And of course
Royale,
Psycho.
Vesper.
And
Yeah.
how do I know I can trust you? You don't.
What is that a question or?
It's just a cliche, I guess.
Oh,
It's a
like
part of
a
the movie
line.
cliche. Yeah.
Okay.
Walking away from an explosion without a reaction.
Yeah.
I guess when people get knocked unconscious and then come back and then can do shit without like any after effects.
Yeah, like no pain or headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a movie though.
Like, what do you want it to be like? Please extend the movie 20 minutes while I could deal with this headache. Like,
God,
I
this
can't do
migraine
anything.
is killing me. That's what John Wick said.
Yeah. Like Bruce Willis in Die Hard or something. Oh, guys, I'm really tough. I just can't deal with this minor headache.
Well, they said something like you sometimes vomit after you get knocked down
Yeah,
too.
I guess
that could be realistic, but like,
yeah. Okay. I guess it's fair enough.
how do you tell someone they look pretty without the impression that you're hitting on them?
I think one thing is you can say that you like their shirt or something like that. Say, oh, I like that shirt.
Or
on you.
would you say something if they're like wearing a dress or something?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I like that dress on you.
It's kind of weird. I don't know.
It's you don't say like, I like that dress on you. Oh, that's a nice dress.
You look so sexy, Lisa.
Can I kiss you?
I don't know. That's really hard.
I think you could be. I like that dress. You look pretty good in it, or like you look good in it.
It's
just a compliment.
You can pull off that dress.
You can pull that dress off. Damn, honey.
I mean, it's still kind of hard to pull it off. Though.
It's hard to, but I think it's all about your tone and
Yeah.
how confident you are with it. If you're like stammering with it, I think that's more of okay, you're nervous about it.
So they basically said the same thing. Like usually complimenting something specific leaves it pretty open ended. I really like your dress. Your hair looks great, but don't get too specific.
Right.
Your ankles are looking absolutely gorgeous today.
Your ankles. Damn that collarbone.
Yeah. Your cankles.
Oh.
You know you're into that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that was a good question. Okay, it's like, in all seriousness, what would your favorite saying be? Like, if you had a saying.
Had a catchphrase?
Yeah.
I mean, we just already covered it. Oh, what tangled webs we weave. That's a fun one for me. I don't really have one before then.
Like, what's your favorite Michael Scott quote?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Loaded question.
I don't know. There's so many. There's like, I understand nothing, or there's the city.
That was a good one. Yeah. I remember you telling me about that one so long ago.
Oh, this is such a funny one.
Yeah. All right, we're great at this one. You ask a girl out, she says no. Let's just be friends. What do you say right after it so you don't ruin the friendship?
Okay, you bitch.
No, friendship intact after that.
Oh, it's funny.
Yo, you got me on that one. So if I just got friend zoned.
Yeah.
Well, jeez. That's what I would say.
Oh, shucks.
I mean, I would be like that. I'd be like, wow, well, that stinks. But, you know, if I really like that person, like, for them, then what? Yeah. Then you don't really ruin the friendship, do you? I mean, it's awkward for a second.
It is a little bit, but, you know, I guess, seriously, I'd probably just be like, okay, I mean,
I don't understand because, like, if you already like that person anyway...
I mean, you know,
but you don't want to get stuck in the friend zone. Like if you actually like them, so you always want to think them as a romantic way. Yeah. So I guess it depends if you can divide it. You know, some good shit here. I'm spitting fire.
Yeah. Just ouch! Oh, you're burning me.
No, but then that I guess I would have to make my own personal decision. Like, all right, like. You know, if it's like someone I just like asking out, you know, randomly.
No, here's the thing though. That's long term. We're asking about right after they say that.
I know. So I'd have to like, no, I don't know.
You have to make a split second decision.
Basically.
Well, I mean, all right, you don't necessarily have to. You can always just be nice and then just say, I don't want to hang out with them anymore. But then that's a pretty shallow reason to even.
It is, right? In the first place. So like, I don't know.
I don't know. It's a tough question.
So I'd be like, oh, jeez.
No, what? Oh, come on.
Say what? No, I know exactly what I say after that. There are no strings on me.
Oh, what tangled webs we weave.
That's what you would say. Okay, then we got that.
Yeah, that's the answer for everything. Right. One more?
Yeah, let's see what else we got here. I kind of like the more personal ones than the general ones. Anything to do with girls is pretty funny.
We're so great with the girls.
What is that supposed to mean? I'm telling you.
Rake them in.
Rake them in. Like with a rake.
Yeah.
She's like, ow, that hurt. You're scratching me. Please stop.
I can't.
You're my personal leaf stack.
Join the others.
Join the others. What do you mean? So you're already succeeding at raking people in?
That's
Where are
a
they?
Serial killer might say. Join the others.
Wow, Kyle, that's very sexist of you. Very rapey. Yeah.
As good as you.
Why are women so pretty?
I don't know.
Kind of a loaded question.
Should we go to like genetics?
Should we go into the science?
Yeah.
Let's go into Vsauce. You ever watch Vsauce?
No, I haven't.
Oh man, they go into this huge long video of why we think girls are pretty, like with scientific fact.
Huh.
Vsauce is awesome, man.
I don't know.
You should watch him.
Maybe.
Okay, people that moved out of the friend zone. How'd you do it?
I don't know. I mean, do you just stay persistent?
I don't know.
Guess,
Have you gotten out of the friend zone?
Not technically speaking, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think I've gotten. Well, I've gotten out of the friend zone before.
Yeah, you definitely have.
I guess it is persistence, but you don't know though.
Yeah, you just have to. You have to remain. It's like a balance. You have to be like, okay, you could pass off as just their friend still. But if you do these like moves or like,
sweet caressing
moves, or you say some suave lines,
like oh what tangled webs we weave.
Yeah, if I went to a girl and said
that's your in, yeah.
If I said oh what tangled webs
panties
we weave,
drop.
Yeah, she's like where have you been?
Oh, is it that whatever the Battle of Flodden or whatever?
I love that.
Yeah. All right, well somebody said I took a risk and kissed him, so I guess taking risks.
If you do like a brave move like that and they don't necessarily push you away, I think it's a big thing. But it's also a big risk. You could just be like, what the hell was that? And make things weird.
Become more attractive.
Become more attractive.
Become more attractive than her, specifically. Yeah. I don't know. It really depends. It's not worth it, honestly, sometimes. I mean, I'm sure there's success stories, but, you know.
Yeah,
if they're already friends with
probably.
you from the beginning, then, you know, it's not really much. But I'm sure there's people who have gotten other friends that are, like, married now. But. So I guess we'll end it on that note, on getting on more personal.
I guess, yeah.
A little bit, just a tiny bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I hope we spilled our heart outs to you.
Yeah, don't plan too far ahead. Things might not come out right.
I don't know if that applies, but
who cares?
All right,
the room always applies.
This was the first recorded Greasy Monkey show. I hope you guys like it. If anybody's gotten this point, you know, give us some criticism, give us some comments, give us some subs, give us some likes, give us some views, give us some listens on SoundCloud. Our SoundCloud link will be in the description.
Yeah. Come on, we're getting murdered over here.
Yeah, by not getting any views.
Yeah.
No, but spread the word then.
Yeah, if you guys really did enjoy our Reddit part, if you guys have questions that you want us to answer, or if you have,
that'd be cool. I really wish we could get some people that, you know, interact.
Our wishes. If you guys want to be our heroes,
do you want to make Greasy Monkey's day?
Yeah, Greasy Monkey wants to. Yeah. What do you want him to answer?
Maybe one of these times we'll tell the origin story. We kind of hinted at it.
We did kind of.
Okay, so thank you for watching. I appreciate you all. And so does Kyle. He's nodding, but yeah.
You can see me. I have my own camera.
It did give it kind of a different vibe with the cameras on. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be more of an audience here.
I guess, but then like we can see our expressions too, so it's like
I can't see mine. You can see yours. My little screen's not facing towards me.
You know what I mean? Like, they can see our expressions.
Yeah, oh, okay. I thought you meant, like, we can see ours as we're saying
I could turn my face around. And like...
Yeah, you guys can see our expressions. And kind of put more of a... I know we had that little still picture.
Yeah, through the whole YouTube video. I mean, it works with SoundCloud, but...
Yeah.
So, I don't know how long it's going to take to edit. It's going to take forever. But, you know, we're having fun. You might be having fun if you're still watching.
You know, maybe you just listen to us on your way to work or your way to class.
Or on your phone.
If you're just on your phone, you could be listening to us.
No, watching. Like on the big screen TV with the surround sounds. And
yeah, if you hook your computer up to a TV.
You can. It's called Bluetooth and HDMI cables.
Yeah.
So
same more HDMI with TV there.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll see you next time, and you know, stay greasy, my friends.
Oh, catchphrase. Stay greasy.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Wow. That outro took forever. Just stop recording.
You can chop it up.